welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I'm Kim. This will be about a 30-minute slow flow Vinyasa practice. So please honor yourself, your body, wherever you are at today. Don't push, allow. Take a moment to find your way into a comfortable space to begin your practice. You can find a comfortable seat, child's pose, or a little quickie shavasana here. Close your eyes. Let go of where you're coming from, where you're going next. Put down your to-do list. There's nothing else that you need to do right now. You are doing it. As always, I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with yourself as you move through your practice today, and to carry that intention off the mat as well, if you so choose. Relax your feet, legs, hips, and pelvis, buttocks, belly. Relax through your back body, low back, mid back, upper back. Relax your rib cage and your chest, shoulders and arms, hands and fingers. Relax your neck, your throat, and your jaw. Relax your face and your eyes, your eyebrows, space in between your eyebrows. Relax cheekbones, temples, forehead, scalp, the crown of your head. Now begin to slowly bring yourself back. And find your way into child's pose. Bring the knees wide or knees together. Bum back towards your heels. Release your forehead down to the mat. Rock your hips from side to side if you like. And then walk your hands up. Bring the knees in if they're wide. Tuck your toes under behind you. And then roll up onto the balls of your feet. You can either keep your fingers down on the mat here or bring your palms together, coming into Yogi Toe Pose with our prayer hands. You can stay here or begin to gently spin your heart, your hands, your sternum, your gaze over to the right. And then bring yourself back to center. Keep hugging in through the legs. Spin the heart, the sternum, the gaze over to the left. And then come back to center. Hands down to the mat, walk yourself out into a table. And then let's take it into downward dog. Tuck your toes under, press into the hands, glide the hips up and back. Feel into your down dog. Roll around here, rock yourself side to side, pedal out your legs, whatever you feel called to do here. Listen to your body. What does it need? What does it want? And then we'll take it into a twisted dog. Bend your knees, turn your toes to the left, heels to the right. Press down into your hands. Pull your hips back towards the back of the mat. And then bring yourself back through center to the other side now. Bend the knees, turn the toes over to the right, heels to the left. Press into the hands, pull the hips back. And then back through center. One more time to each side. Bend the knees, toes to the left, heels to the right. And then back through center. Once more over to the other side, toes to the right, heels to the left. Pull the hips back. And then bring yourself back into your downward dog. Crouch down into tiger dog. Bend the knees. Glide the hips up. Again, crouch it down, bend the knees. And then glide your hips up to down dog. Again, crouch it down. This time when you glide your hips up, send the right leg up also. Three-legged dog. Now bend the right knee. Bring it in towards your chest as you begin to shift forward, coming into core plank. Press down into the finger pads, down into the hands. Hug the knee up into the chest. And then send that right leg up and back again. Three-legged dog. Release that foot down. Bend your knees, crouch down. Now send that left leg up for three-legged dog. Bend that knee, bring it forward into your chest. Come forward, core plank. Send the leg up and back, three-legged dog, and release. Walk yourself up top of your mat. Come into Ragdoll forward fold. Folding from the hips, belly to thighs, head hangs down. You can grab elbows or wrap your hands around the backs of the legs. Just let the hands rest on the mat. You can shake or nod the head. Maybe rock your hips. And then take hands to your hips. Press into your feet. Lift your heart. Come all the way up. Palms together at your heart. Reach the arms up. And then release the arms down to your sides. Reach your arms up and release. Reach the arms up. And then soften the knees, pull the hips back, fold yourself back into your Ragdoll forward fold. And then we'll lift the torso about halfway up, parallel-ish to the floor. Fingers press into your shins or your thighs or the mat. Lift up the belly, lengthen out through the spine. Soften your knees, fold back in. And then again, halfway lift to that flat back. Soften your knees, fold back in once more. Bring it halfway up. And then fold it in. Press down into your feet. Come all the way back up. Palms together overhead. Hands back down to your heart. Reach arms up. Fold it in. Halfway lift. Now plant your hands down to the mat. Step yourself back to plank. Shoulders over the wrists, a little bit forward of the wrists, and then lower the knees down to the mat. Come all the way down to the belly, pubic bone, belly, torso, all the way down. Hug the elbows in, lift your heart up, baby cobra. Release yourself down, tuck your toes, press into your finger pads, your hands, glide your hips up and back, downward dog. Step or hop up top of your mat, Ragdoll forward fold. Halfway lift, fold back in, root into the feet, come all the way up, palms together overhead, hands back down to your heart. Reach up, fold yourself back in. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands to the mat, step back to plank. Drop your knees down. Lower it all the way down to the belly, and then lift it up for your baby cobra, or if you feel ready, bring it up into your full cobra. Release it down, tuck your toes, glide your hips up and back, downward dog. Step or hop it up, top of your mat, back into your Ragdoll. Halfway up to that flat back. Fold it in. Press into the feet, all the way up you come, palms together overhead, hands back down to heart. Reach up, fold it in. Halfway up to that flat back. Drop your hands down, step yourself back to plank. And this time you either come all the way down to your belly and move it into your Cobra, baby Cobra or full Cobra, or you can take it into Chaturanga, low push-up. Roll forward on your toes, bend the elbows, lower yourself down. Elbows will stack up over the wrists. And then come onto the tops of the feet, keep the thighs lifted. Pull the heart forward for your upward dog. And we'll all meet back in downward dog. Step or hop it up top of the mat. Ragdoll, forward fold. Halfway lift, fold in, root into the feet, rise up, palms together overhead, hands back to your heart. Reach up, fold it in. Halfway up, flat back. Plant your hands down. Now you find your flow, whatever feels right to you today. We'll all meet in downward dog. Bend your knees and crouch down, tiger dog. Send the right leg up for three-legged dog. Bend that right knee, bring it forward into your chest, shift it forward, core plank. Step that right foot through to the right thumb. Roll up onto ball of your left foot. Bend both knees. Hug the right hip back as you begin to peel yourself up. Reach the arms up. Maybe you straighten that back leg. And then we'll take the left hand to the mat. Peel that right arm up towards the ceiling. Spin your heart, your gaze up. Right hand comes back down. Bend that back knee as you come back through and lift back up into your high lunge. Hands down to the mat. Step it back to plank. And now move through your Vinyasa, your flow. Meeting back in downward dog. Crouch down, left leg up. Bend that knee, bring it forward, core plank. Step that left foot through. Stay up on the ball of your right foot. Bend both knees. Press into your feet, zip up through the legs, lift up through the belly. Arms reach up. Maybe straighten the back leg. Then we'll take the right hand to the mat. Begin to peel that left arm up towards the ceiling. Lifting the gaze up towards that upper hand, if that feels okay for you. And then left hand comes back down. Bend that right knee as you come back through and then lift up. Back into your high lunge, arms reach up. Sink into that left knee a little bit. Hands down to the mat, step it back to plank. Move through your Vinyasa now. Step or hop up top of your mat. Forward fold. Halfway to your flat back. Fold it back in, press into the feet, come all the way up. Palms come back down to the heart. Reach up. Fold it in. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Move through your Vinyasa. We'll meet again in downward dog. Bend the knees, crouch it down, send your left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, shift it forward into your core plank, step the left foot through, stay up on ball of that right foot again. Bend your knees, lift yourself up. Arms reach up. Straighten that back leg. Take palms together at your heart. Begin to spin your heart over towards the left. And then we'll take that right elbow, tuck it outside of that left knee or thigh. Lift up your belly, spin your heart to the left. Press the palms together. Bring yourself back to center and reach the arms back up. Hands to the mat, step back to plank. And move through your vinyasa. From your downward dog, crouch down, right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring it forward, core plank. Step that right foot through. Come up onto ball of your left foot. Bend the knees. Press down into the earth and lift up. Arms reach up. Straighten that back leg. Hug that right hip back. Left hip forward a little bit. Palms come together at your heart. And we'll spin the heart over to the right. Take that left elbow, tuck it right outside that right knee, thigh. Press your palms, lift up your belly. Spin your heart to the right. And then come back to center. Arms reach back up. Hands down to the mat, step back to plank. And move through your vinyasa. Step or hop it up, top of your mat. Fold it in. Halfway lift, flat back. Fold yourself back in, press into your feet, come all the way up. Palms together, hands to heart. We'll take it into chair pose now. Bend your knees. Sit your bum back, hips back, knees back. Take palms together at the heart. Tuck that left elbow outside that right knee or thigh. Lift your belly up off your thighs again. Spin your heart over to the right. Sit your bum back. And then bring yourself to center. Spin it to the other side. Right elbow tucks outside that left knee, thigh. Lift up the belly. Spin the heart to the left. Back to center. Fold yourself in. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Drop your hands to the mat. Step yourself back to plank. Move through your vinyasa. From your downward dog, walk your hands back to meet your feet. Ragdoll pose at the back of your mat. And then bend your knees. You're going to lower yourself down. And as you do that, roll up onto the balls of your feet. You can keep hands down on the mat or bring the hands back to the heart. And then spin your heart over to the right. Bring yourself back to center. Spin your heart over to the left. Come back to center. For a moment, just lower your heels down to the mat. We'll take it into a squat pose. You can turn the toes out at a little bit of an angle, knees out at a little bit of an angle if you like. And then we'll take it back into our Yogi Toe Pose. So you come back up onto balls of your feet. Palms back together at your heart. And then we'll take it into just a little side crow play. So no big deal. We're just playing. So from your Yogi Toe Pose, take your hands over to the right. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And then begin to roll up onto the balls of your feet. Cast your heart forward in between the arms and take that right knee to the back of that left arm. And then lower yourself back down. Come back through center. So you're still up on the balls of your feet here. And then we'll take it over to the other side. Hands come over towards the left. And you'll tuck the left knee or thigh up against the back of the right arm. So spread the fingers nice and wide. And then cast your heart forward in between the arms. Bring it back to center. Palms back together at the heart. And let's do it one more time on each side. Hands come over to the right. Roll up onto balls of the feet. Cast your heart forward in between your arms. Hug the legs in. Maybe you get a little bit of a lift of one foot, maybe both. And then you lower back down. Palms come back together at the heart. Yogi Toe Pose. And then over to the other side. Last time for our side crow play. Hands over to the left. Spread the fingers wide. Take that left knee thigh to the back of the right arm. And then cast your heart forward in between the arms. Maybe you pick up one foot, maybe both. Feet come back down, back to center, palms together. Release your hands down. Come down on to the knees, bum down to the heels, and pause here for a moment. And then drop over to one hip, swing your legs around. Grab a block if you have one. Lower yourself down onto your back. And then we'll bring the legs together, cross the right knee over the left. Lift up your hips and bring them an inch or two over towards the right side of your mat. And then lower the legs down towards the left. You can have the arms out to the sides in a T formation, maybe the right arm or both arms in a cactus position. And then bring yourself back to center, unravel the legs, recenter your hips. Now cross the left knee over the right. Lift up your hips, move them an inch or two over to the left, and drop your knees over towards the right. And then bring your legs back up, unravel the legs, recenter your hips. Let's Take the block now on the low, wide height. Lift up your hips and sacrum. Tuck that block right underneath. Line your knees up over your hips so you pick your feet up off of the mat. And stay here or send your legs all the way up. And find this little inversion here. Just a moment to reverse the effects of gravity. And then bend your knees. Lower your feet down to the mat. Press into your feet. Lift up your hips. Move your block. Lower yourself all the way down. Send the legs down the mat. Arms out to the sides. Come into your final relaxation pose, Shavasana. Let go of effort. Relax. Stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like. When you feel complete, begin to call yourself back. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, yawn, sigh, wiggle, stretch. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Connect in, notice how you feel now. Come back to your intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with yourself. Thank yourself for showing up for you today, showing up for your yoga practice, connecting with yourself, body, mind, breath, spirit. And release your hands, slowly roll yourself over to one side. And then slowly press yourself up. Bring palms together at your heart. May you feel safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with ease. May your heart be open to love, compassion, and may you know joy. Thank you so very much for sharing your practice with me today. With love and gratitude, namaste.